Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to go over another live day trade that I made on Boeing. Now if you notice, this is a little bit different than my typical scalping videos where I'm actively scalping 1-minute candlesticks. I've got orders in here to short Boeing higher than the stock is right now in the pre-market. So you notice it's dropped a lot from 168 down to 158, made a pop back up to 168, and what I'm hoping for here is a pop back to 162, 163 where I can get short and then I can capture the downside as it goes down for a good risk reward profile. So that's what I've got here. I've got my orders in the short. I'm hoping for a pop. Now what I've noticed in these types of setups is it doesn't always pop to those pre-market levels. So I've got to have plan B. My plan B is if it breaks below the support of the pre-market, 158.50, I'm going to get short. Because, I don't want to miss out if this thing drops 10 points, right? And as long as my risk is well defined, which is at that 162 area, then I'm okay with shorting the low here. So I got in short 100 shares. You notice I only took 100. My normal size is much bigger than 100 shares, but I have to always be wary of my risk. I have to keep my risk always well defined, and in this case, I'm risking $4 to $5. So based on what I've set for myself as a risk for per trade risk or max loss I want to take on any given trade, 100 shares is the right size for me in this trade. It might be very different for someone who's trading a larger account or a smaller account. So I've got in 100 shares, and it looks like my other two orders probably won't fill, as now we're looking to go much lower here. It's clearly broke down below the pre-market support. I'm looking for a big move. I've got a line down there at 141 as my very optimistic level for it to drop that much, but it doesn't hurt to have those levels from the daily. So I'm taking off a few more pieces here. The trade's working out nicely. So I've taken off a few more shares. I'm going to show you guys what I mean on the larger time frame here. This is the daily. You can see it's gapped down well below support on the daily there of the 170 area, and I just want to give you guys an idea of what I look for in the daily. You can see that line at 158 was a previous resistance level back in October. If it breaks below that, I can see it going to 141. There's also an area around 150 where there's a gap. So I'm going to keep that in mind. If I get to that 150 area, that's also going to be a good spot for me to cover my trade. We're still $5 away from that area, so I'm going to try to be patient and hold on to as many shares as I can. It's hard to do that, right? You've got profit. I'm up about $280. It's hard not to just close this trade right now, right? Because things could reverse any second. But I'm always keeping an eye on the SPY, the S&P 500, and I'm looking at that chart at the same time I'm trading this. And I've taken off most of my position here because this dumped down pretty good down to 154. Still have a little piece left. But as I was saying, I'm looking at the SPY, the S&P 500, and it's also having a red day. And so is the airline sector. And usually Boeing follows whatever the airline sector is doing. So, I'm comfortable just at least leaving 30% of my trade in here in order to capture a bigger move down to my line at 150.76. Next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to look to add to my short position on any pop. So, I don't want to add here at the lows at 154. What I'd prefer to do is if it does a pop back up to VWAP 156.50, 157 area, that's a good spot for me to take another shot at shorting this. In these types of trades where the stock is fading all day, I'll do a pop to the VWAP and then continue fading. So I don't want to short lows here, but I will short a pop. Unfortunately, I do not get it, and it continues fading. I'm still holding a small piece, and I'm going to be looking to get out of my trade here fairly soon. I feel like I've squeezed as much as I can out of this trade. I'm trying to be patient in this trade. It's, you know, close to 30 minutes into the day, and you know, most of my trades are usually typically done by this time. I put in a few more orders here to get short higher up, because now I realize that this thing is so weak that it probably won't even bounce up that high where I had my original orders at the 157 area. So I put a couple more orders in, and let's see if we fill. Doesn't look like it. This thing is really weak. I've sped up the video for you guys, so things are moving a little bit faster than real time, of course. So trying to be patient here, looking to cover the rest of my position close to my line that I drew from the daily chart, and looks like we are almost there. And that's it, guys. 100 shares, not a big size trade, but $430, $440 for the day. Again, here I'm at my line, and there I just took off most of my shares, what I had left in this trade. So, you know, I just want to show you guys that you don't need big size. 100 shares is enough. On the daily, it looks very extended, and I'm pretty much happy with ending the trade right here and locking in my profits. So appreciate you guys watching. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.